Hello, everyone. How are you all? So today we are going to have a very exciting session. First of all, Mr. Seh Krishna, he will be releasing and launching his book, Gizmo, which is a sci-fi superhero book. Very exciting. Let's see. Thank you, everyone. So now we start with our panel discussion. It's a very interesting topic. You might be thinking that stories only entertain, they amuse, but do they give life lessons? Can they heal us? These are all questions. We have with us a panel of experts. Let's see what they have to do, what they have to say on this topic, and how they feel their books have helped the readers as well as the writers. So, first of all, I will start introducing each person. So, let's come to Seh Krishna. He started writing at the age of 8. Imagine. Then he is an engineer with a PG from Amity University. He has worked in data analytics and banking. Now, he has written books, Operation Saath Hindustani and the just released Gizmo. Now, his books, they have action, and he has combined historical and mythological events in them. Now, how can you tell us something about how the mental and emotional well-being, how these books could impact that? Thank you.
Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you for being here and inviting me here. So, my name is Sir Krishna, and I'm an indie author. These books are my favorites because not just because of the stories they tell, also because how it has transformed lives of people. The first book, Operation Saath Hindustani, it was actually inspired from the real lives of soldiers. I met few soldiers on a train journey, and they told me that one of the person among them, they told me that when they went into army, they were very demotivated. They felt very demotivated because of the trainings and everything. So this made me ask a question that we very often say that I don't want to work or we don't want to study or something. We are very complacent regarding our duties. What if a soldier starts thinking in that way? Who will save our country? So that brought the basic of the story of Operation Saath Hindustani. So the characters in this book, they are basically uh, some of the people amongst us. One of the character is having love issues. One of the character is having issues with family. Somebody has different aspirations. A character in the book, he wanted to become an IS officer, but because of family pressure, he had to pursue army. So how did they manage to overcome these issues? How did they manage to get themselves involved within the army's culture? That is something very inspiring, and somebody who wants to get inspired through fiction can read these books. The second book, Gizmo. So Gizmo is a very special story. I would tell you this story was written at least 20 years before, like in 2005. And there was an article in the book, and I read the article, and I felt like writing a book on this. So Gizmo is a story of a young boy, a 12-year-old boy. He feels that there is a threat to his family, and then he creates a superhero to protect his family. and the superhero is Gizmo. When he grows old, he becomes 20, 25-year-old, a man. He then falls in love with a girl, and again, he did something incredible. He then creates another machine for the girl. Just there were certain circumstances for which you have to read the book. So these stories, they show how the men have evolved. When responsibilities are endowed upon a person, they actually start becoming very positive and very motivated towards their duties. In the Operation Saath Hindustani, a man faced having a very failed love story. He evolves and becomes a fierce soldier who sacrifices his life. Similarly, in Gizmo, a young boy who understands his responsibility, he becomes someone who lays life for, I mean, who does great things for love. So he is not very conventional from other people, other guys who do toxic things in a love story. So this is the best part about these stories, that they show how men can evolve in whatever circumstances they are, provided they understand their responsibility. That is the basis, I would say. If a man understands his responsibility towards whatever they feel they want to do, they would not be demotivated, they would not be lost, they would always find a way to do something great in life. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sir Krishna. Now, our next speaker is Smita Das Jain. Now, she is an IIM Indore alumnus, 2 times TEDx speaker, and also an ex-Big Four leader, a life coach, has won numerous awards, including the Bharat Award for Literature and another.
पिताजी का नाम रमेश है अगर वह कहीं मिलती है या वह आवाज़ मेरी सुन रही है तो हॉल नंबर 3 में रिसेप्शन पर आकर संपर्क करें.
All right. So she's also won another award by Right Influence. Now her latest book is, she's written many books, but today, let's hear what she has to say from her latest book, Till Fate Do Us Part. Now, let me ask you, how does fiction help readers as well as writers process their mental and emotional well-being? What's your perspective on it?
So, thank you for that question, Sujata. For me, fiction is far away from escapism. Many say that fiction is all about, you get away from reality, you live in your own world, it takes you away from the practicalities of life. But in my view, it is fiction which helps us connect with our inner emotions. In this world where we are so busy, all of us are chasing deadlines. And I have been in the corporate world, so who knows it better than me, how many deadlines we have and what does it mean. But in such a world, fiction provides a very safe place. वो एक ठहराव देता है, जहाँ पर we can process our emotions in a safe place. In particular, I will say in 4 distinct ways. First, when we see characters in our book struggle through their challenges, their emotions, the ordeals, it gives us the courage, it gives us hope that we are not alone. And that helps us build our emotional exercise. So for instance, if I speak about my latest book, Till Fate Do Us Part, many readers have come and told me that they could relate with the protagonist, Vedika's ordeals, her journeys, her conflict between emotions and logic, her struggle to find a balance between the professional challenges and her personal commitments. Second, in a world where we often hesitate to be vulnerable, fiction gives us that space where we can take stock of our emotions without fearing judgment. The right story at the right time can do wonders. And fiction is the only medium where you get transported, you live 1,000 lives in one lifetime through your characters. So for example, in Till Fate Do Us Part, the protagonist Gaurang, who is a medical professional, and Vedika, who is from the corporate world, they confront choices, they confront suppressed emotions, and in the process, they have to grapple with choices. And this is where many readers have come and told me that they could relate with the weight of choices and the suppressed pain that the protagonists feel in the book. Third, very important, through our characters, we also have, as writers, we have this opportunity to talk about the emotional well-being aspects. Now, in this book, there is this young special needs character through which we get in touch with the neurodivergence and look at the hidden world of those who experience emotions in a way which is different than the neurotypical people. And in the process, as writers, we get to shed light on the lesser known things that is not known to everyone. There are readers who have come and told me they didn't know what autism spectrum disorder is. And after reading this book, they got encouraged to do further research. And that is the power of storytelling. Last but not the least, as writers, we are often told that writing is a very lonely process and profession. Book writing, but while writing a book, you are a lone warrior. But stories connect, right? How many times have we bonded with someone because of the love for a book? And similarly, today, we are different writers, we have our own books. But today, we are sitting here on the same stage talking about fiction. And that is the real power of storytelling. So, does fiction encourage escapism? No. I would say it's a bridge. It's a bridge to self-discovery, it's a bridge to healing, it's a bridge to better understanding of others. And in the process, when we read fiction, we get an outlet to process our emotions and understand the emotions of others better. Thank you.
Thank you. Very well said. That fiction is not mere escapism. They teach us so much, as she has done through her story. Now let me move to Preeti Nair Naik. So you are the author of the Rakshak series, the Rakshak and the Scarred Roses. So in this you have explored grief. You've dwelt a lot on grief, wounds, healing, and how do you think that these can impact readers and how they can help them? So please answer.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much. My book, though it initially started off with it's contemplative fiction, and it also talks about supernatural elements, about it's a detective story, but and there's a treasure hunt also. But what ties it all together is the idea of grief and how different people process grief together and in very different ways. To answer your question, how fiction can, why I have used this is because grief comes from a place of love and very deep, empathetic love. Only then can a person grieve, or and it's all different for different people. Um, so in my book there are different types of griefs also, all tied together by the story, by fiction, by a narration. There are these two sisters who are processing the death of their mother. There is
मैं मोना त्यागी बोल रही हूँ होल नंबर 3 के इंफॉर्मेशन काउंटर पे आ जाओ हेलो नितिन
that was an important announcement. Somebody's lost a
Yes.
child. So, and the other kind of grief is a grief of parting with a loved one, and the grief of waiting. And there is also the grief which goes beyond death. So there are different kinds of these emotions which all come together, and they motivate these various subplots and these stories to come together and tie up into one narrative. The way actually life functions. Aren't we all dealing with our own lives, with our own griefs, with our own loves? But all of us have our own subplots, and we all are part of one story. So how is it? How is life different from fiction?
Yes. I agree with you thoroughly because we all have faced struggles at some point of time in our lives. Don't you all agree? Yes or no? Yes? Yes. All of us have faced struggles. Life is not always a straight curve. Ups and downs come and go. But what we learn from our grief. That's what fiction is about. Now, let me introduce our next speaker, Mr. Harmit Penn. He has a degree in engineering and an MBA. He works for a major consulting firm. He's a political activist fighting to reclaim the idea of Gandhian India. A very noble idea you have. And we would love to hear from you, all sitting here, and us. We would love to hear from you. Do you see fiction as a tool for fostering emotional resilience and promoting mental health in a world full of social challenges?
Thank you, Sujata. Both my books, Nargis and Amaltas, are a collection of fictional short stories inspired by real-life characters and incidents. These stories I have picked up along my life. Stories of my aunt, stories of my friend's friend, someone I met online are there. These are stories of, these are human stories. Stories of contemporary issues like loneliness, domestic violence, binge dating, hate crimes. And when I wrote these stories, it was a kind of healing process for myself because I could take these stories out of myself. These stories were moving around within me, and when I took them out of myself, put them on a piece of paper, it was a healing process. And when these stories were read by people, dozens and dozens of people reached out to me telling me that this is their story, this is the story of their sister, this is the story of their friend, their sibling, and it had been quite healing for them as well when they read these stories. In the West, there is this concept of support groups, cancer support groups or miscarriage support groups, assault support groups. In those groups, what happens, there are people who talk of their experiences, and that makes it easier on the victim to come out and talk about it. And they realize that there are others also in the same situation in which they are. And this kind of triggers the healing process, which is very important to get back into life again. Somewhere, somehow, stories and books also does this to people where we do not have access to these support groups. We read stories and we connect, okay, this happened to him or her, and they were able to get out of it. So will I someday. That's what I think stories and books does. It helps improve the mental health of the person who is writing the story as well as who is reading the story.
Thank you so much. So, as you've said, that writing fiction helps the writers as well as the readers. Readers, yes, of course, because they identify what you have just said, they relate with the characters, and they feel it's their story which is being played out in the form of a story. Because stories, the fiction has a lot of actual experience. So let me tell you, like I wrote Entangled Destinies. This was my debut fiction book. Later I wrote other books. But here, the protagonist, she's just a 22-year-old facing struggle after struggle. Her brother is murdered, her father disappears, and she just doesn't know how to do it. So many people have told me also that they have loved the character. She's very vulnerable, and I think all of us have gone through those phases. We are all very innocent. You've seen children, and how as we grow up, life teaches us many lessons. And it's grief. It's, these emotions which take us through it. And in fiction, through fiction, we explore all this. So, any of you would like to add on to this topic?
So I strongly believe that fiction is a reflection of life, like Smita said. It doesn't come from a place of fantasy. It doesn't come from escapism. It is actually a collection of the narrations of all our lives, and also a very potent platform to help people empathize and also to send a message of wisdom of how to cope with certain things. So, since time immemorial, we've seen the best lessons have been taught to us through fiction, through mythologies, through stories of, say, Upanishads, through Panchatantra, through Vikram Vetal, everything. Be it wit, be it how to live your life, be it how to deal with problems, be it emotional resilience. The messages which come through fiction, somehow they stay in your mind. And when you narrate stories to your children, maybe as a mother, even as a professional, when you have to say it's an anecdotal narrative which actually works. So I'm an architect and an urban designer, but there are, and I'm a professor of urban design as well. So when I have to explain the city to my students, it's a complex entity. What works best for us is the narration through stories.
Right.
And the stories necessarily need not come from a place of escapism or
Yes.
fantasy. They're always a reflection of real life.
They're all around us.
Yes, they're all around us and they're all within us. Yes.
Yes.
I would
You
like
would
to
like
add
to
one
add
thing.
something? Yes,
Yeah.
please do.
Actually, I want to tell that when we read non-fiction, it is all about the same topic. If you are reading about mental health या किसी भी टॉपिक के बारे में आप बात कर रहे हैं तो नॉन फिक्शन में जनरली आपको उस टॉपिक के बारे में एवरीथिंग होता है बट फिक्शन के साथ ना एक बहुत अच्छी चीज़ ये है कि आप किसी भी चीज़ के ऊपर आप प्रीची नहीं होते हो यू आर नॉट वेरी प्रीची अबाउट समथिंग यू जस्ट स्टिक टू द पॉइंट एंड एज बीइंग अ फिक्शन राइटर इट इज़ योर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी कि आप उस पर्टिकुलर एलिमेंट को पकड़े देखो दुनिया में कई सारे मोटिवेशनल कोट्स हैं आपने उन्हें कई बार सुना होगा पर कभी कोई एक ऐसा मोटिवेशनल कोट है जो आपको हिट करता है वो किसी दूसरे को हिट नहीं करेगा वो आपको करेगा तो अगर आप अपनी फिक्शन में वैसे कुछ एलिमेंट्स डाल रहे हैं जहाँ पर लोग उस पर्टिकुलर चीज़ को पढ़ के हिट कर पाएँ तो आई थिंक वो आपको उससे ज़्यादा मोटिवेटिंग और उससे ज़्यादा ट्रांसफॉर्मिंग चीज़ नहीं मिल सकती है दिस इज़ वाई फिक्शन इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट व्हेन इट कम्स टू रीडिंग बुक्स रिलेटेड टू मेंटल वेलबींग यू वांट टू ऐड समथिंग
Yes, thank you. Thanks, Preeti, and thank you, Sai. So, as you said, we have all grown up listening to stories, right? हम लोग जब शुरू में मम्मी पापा कहानी सुनाते थे इट वॉज कहानी स्टोरी इट वॉज नॉट नॉन फिक्शन and it is this story that has shaped our outlook to life and sometimes it changes our outlook to life so our life I remember if personally when I was growing up in school I was a brilliant student so I wanted to take up science and then there came a stage somewhere when I was in grade 7th or 8th that I started reading fictions from Enid Blyton books then I graduated to writers from all corners of the world. And then that is when I realized through the many characters that I read that science is actually not my calling. I should go into the world of business. And that's what led me to commerce and MBA. And this is just one small example. So fiction does has the power to transform. And as writers, when we pick up that pen, we have so much responsibility. And as Sai, you rightly said, that, as someone who writes both fiction and non-fiction, it's very easy कि आप fact को वैसे कर दो. It's very easy to be preachy. But in this world, जहाँ पर इतनी सारी problems already है, where we are grappling with personal challenges and all the geopolitical issues and economics जो change हो जाता है, we need that entertainment. And fiction is that avenue वहाँ जहाँ पर आप बहुत सारे issues bring कर सकते हो without making you sound as if you know it all, as if you are preachy. So for example, if I talk about my book Till Fate Do Us Part, it's a medical romantic thriller. But within that story, I'm talking about personal struggles and professional challenges. I'm talking about how medical world and the corporate world looks like. I'm talking about how what it means to be a caregiver of a special needs young child. कितनी तकलीफ होती है. And I'm talking about an important issue that the society is grappling with, violence against doctors. But all of this is seamlessly interwoven in the story. अगर स्टोरी पढ़ते पता भी नहीं चलता कि ये सब सोशल इश्यूज आ रहे हैं, बिकॉज अल्टीमेटली देर इज अ प्लॉट दैट एंटरटेन्स. एंड इन टुडेज वर्ल्ड जहाँ बहुत चैलेंजेस है, बहुत प्रॉब्लम्स है, एंटरटेनमेंट तो चाहिए. सो दैट्स व्हाट फिक्शन प्रोवाइड्स.
That's, you're so, you're on the spot. Means you've expressed it very well. And let me tell you, like I have been in the education field for almost 40 years. I've given to education as a retired principal. I've seen that we, of course, had these story writing sessions. And children also, when we ask them to write a story, it acts like a therapy for them. That is there. Many of the children are grappling with many issues of which we adults are not really aware of, which they can't express also. They feel scared to express. But when they write it, when you ask them to compose a story, somewhere they are creative, very creative. They will make a nice story, and that's how they get some emotional release. So that's very, very important. So we should encourage fiction. Because even I write non-fiction also, let me tell you. I've written the Creativity series, I'm writing that. And, but my whole non-fiction, I know if I write it in a very preachy way, as you've said, nobody would read it. So I have given stories of my experience in schools from both sides of the desk, as a teacher, principal, parent, grandparent. Real stories. Of course, when I've given 4 decades, a lot of experiences are there, a lot of incidents are there which I've given. I think you want to add something,
Yeah,
Sai
I
Krishna,
wanted to
please.
tell कि fiction, non-fiction जो होता है ना, it's like academic books. वो आप पढ़ते रहोगे, आपको बहुत शायद इंटरेस्ट पहले आएगा, फिर बाद में नहीं भी आ सकता है. बट नॉन फिक्शन इज़ लाइक अ फ्रेंड. वो आपका दोस्त है, वो आपको कहेगा कि देख भाई मेरे साथ ऐसा हुआ है, आई डिड दिस, एंड यू कैन रिलेट थिंग्स. Through fiction, we find characters from our real life. But in non-fiction, you do not find characters as of from the real life surrounding you. तो इसलिए आपके लिए ना बहुत ज़्यादा ये मोटिवेटिंग हो जाता है, बहुत ज़्यादा इजी हो जाता है किसी भी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट को पिक करना कि हाँ ये इशू अगर ये कैरेक्टर कर सकता है तो मैं भी कर सकता हूँ. जस्ट लाइक इन ऑपरेशन सात हिंदुस्तानी, इट वाज इंस्पायर्ड फ्रॉम अ सोल्जर जिन्होंने कहा था कि उनको आईएएस बनना है, बट उनके घर वालों ने आर्मी में भेज दिया. बट स्टिल ही रिकवर्ड. आई मीन वहाँ बहुत फ्रस्ट्रेटेड हुए, बट स्टिल ही रिकवर्ड. अब ये स्टोरी कई सोल्जर्स को इंस्पायर कर रही है, क्योंकि हाँ हम भी आर्मी की ट्रेनिंग जानते हैं बहुत मुश्किल है, तो लोग इससे इंस्पायर हो कि नहीं एक सोल्जर कोई थे जिन्होंने ओवरकम किया इस चीज़ को, दे कैन रिलेट टू इट. सो दैट्स व्हाट आई वांट टू ऐड अप.
Okay, thank you. Now, from the audience, anyone would like to ask any question? Any questions? No? So, yes, please do. Take the mic.
Hello, hello.
Yes, you can take. You can come here and take one of these.
Take this one.
Take here. Come here.
Take this, take this.
मम्मा आपका वेट कर रही है हॉल नंबर 3 एग्जिट पर. वैष्णवी
Hello. Thank you very much. You all, आप सब यहाँ पे आए. तो
Just
मैं
wait, let this announcement finish.
आप 5-10 मिनट में यहाँ पर आ जाइए.
Now you please start.
ओके, थैंक यू वेरी मच. मेरा प्रश्न ये है कि फ्रिक्शन बुक एंड नॉन फ्रिक्शन बुक लाखों के स्टॉल्स में लगे हुए हैं, तो आप सबसे यही प्रश्न है कि हम शुरुआत कहाँ से करें, स्टार्ट कहाँ से करें. एज ए रीडर, फर्स्ट रीडर, हम फ्रिक्शन बुक, नॉन फ्रिक्शन बुक रीडर शुरुआत कहाँ से करें.
मैं बताऊं? Anyone else would like to answer? Okay, first you. All right, what I feel as an educator, अपन ने बचपन से क्या कहानियाँ सुनी है, वहीं से तो अपन ने, ठीक है कभी कभी बीच में कहा है पेरेंट्स ने ये मत करो, सच बोलो, वो सब That is there. But they're very small morals. But ज़्यादा lectures, what is really, how do you feel? What has impacted you? Stories, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. So I think that stories are, and you would like to answer now?
Yes, thank you. So, see, as a first time reader, it's very important to build that habit. So, whether it's fiction or non fiction, first start with what you like. Because if, as a reader, you pick up something or a subject because the world is reading it, but आपको वो subject अंदर से नहीं पसंद है, then you will give up reading, you will leave that book halfway, and after that, you will not pick up a book.
Yes, definitely. I read the fiction book, and there is a lot of page, lot of what we say. इसके बाद क्या होता है वो सारा माइंड में नहीं रहता है.
Exactly. So start with what you like, start small, and once you get into the habit of reading, then you can explore other genres, other parts of non-fiction. As someone who is a reader who reads both fiction and non-fiction, I can honestly say कि शुरू में जब उठाते हो, it is fiction that relates to you better. Again, because we are used to it, क्योंकि हम लोगों ने कहानियाँ सुनी है, right? See, if we are watching a news, vis-a-vis if we are watching a movie, assuming it's a good movie, क्या हमें ज़्यादा याद रहता है? Movies, right? Yes. That's because movies is a story.
Yes.
So if you are looking to build a reading habit, start with fiction, with a genre that you like, and then go on to other genres.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Your answers, you're
Okay.
satisfied?
There's
Anyone
this-
else? Yes. Please, please
I-
ask.
Sujata ji, I'd just like to answer him. Hi, may I know your name, please? आपका नाम?
Yes. My name is Javed Ali.
Javed Ali.
Yes.
Yes. Hi, Javed. Thanks for that question. So this is something I tell my children also, that पहले दिल से पूछो क्या चाहिए, चाहे वो कविता हो, be it non-fiction, be it fiction. अगर दिल ने आवाज़ दिया कि हाँ मुझे ये पढ़ना है, just pick it up, don't think.
Actually, ma'am, honestly, I'm saying that I belongs to Ladakh, Kargil,
Yeah.
Ladakh. So there is an environment, not reading a book. So there is not any environment. I came to in Delhi, and I start the experiment with truth, Mahatma Gandhi ji. So I approximately finish half in the book. That's why I literally थोड़ा सा experience book पढ़ने का. तो इसमें बस यही कहना था कि शुरुआत हम कहाँ से करें.
Good, इसे करो बस.
आई वुड लाइक टू ऐड कि देखिए आपकी क्या मोटिवेशन या आपकी किस मोटिवेशन की रिक्वायरमेंट है, दैट इज़ द फर्स्ट थिंग यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड. अगर किसी बंदे का ब्रेकअप हुआ है तो उसे आप कितना भी मोटिवेट कर लो वो नहीं उसको कुछ होगा, वो पहले सैड गाने ही सुनेगा. तो आपको पहले खुद में जानना होगा कि आपको क्या चीज़ के लिए मोटिवेशन चाहिए. व्हेन यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट, उसके बाद ही आप कोई भी बुक को पिक कर सकते हो कि आपको फिक्शन में जाना है या फिर नॉन फिक्शन में जाना है. सो फर्स्ट इंट्रोस्पेक्ट योरसेल्फ, दैट्स व्हाट आई वुड लाइक टू से.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all.
All right. Thank you. Any other question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I have a question. So, first of all, I would like to tell everyone here that books are really revolutionary. I have seen changes in myself. The day I started reading, my life has completely changed. Because I'm into self-helps and spiritual, that is my genre. But the question is that, so I have this habit of switching between the books. As ma'am said, that, first of all, just find what you like, okay? So, some people, they kind of, they kind of find it really confusing that I switch between the books. I don't read one book in a go, but what I feel is that when I pick a book, every day I am in a very different mood. Some days I'm very spiritual, some days I want to read something bit relaxing, some days I want to be really disciplined. So I switch. So I just wanted to know from you, what is your take on that? Should we really switch between the books? Because I think that works for me, but I really don't know whether I'm going the right way or not.
Your name?
Khushbu. Khushbu.
Khushbu. That was a great question. I know quite a few of very avid readers who finish books in a day or a few hours. And believe me, all of them does this. They switch between books. So it's perfectly okay to do that. If you lose interest in between, let it go. You will come back to that book, believe me. So it's perfectly okay to switch between books as long as you keep reading. Reading is important.
Yeah.
If you keep doing that, it's okay. I know very good readers and they do it all the time. I do it myself. I might have more than 24 books half read and I will go back to them. And I like it. Going back to them is even better than reading them for the first time. So it's perfectly okay.
Yes, I also agree with you, Hamid. You are correct. And that's what you're doing. Go with the flow. That's
I would like to tell you that it means that you are a sort of a person who lives in the present. यानी आपका जिस देखो आप गाने भी सुनते हो हमेशा आप एक तरह के गाने नहीं सुन सकते हो जब भी आपका जैसा मूड होगा आप वैसे सुनोगे सो इट मीन्स यू आर लिविंग इन द प्रेजेंट अगर आप बुक स्विच कर रहे हो इट मीन्स दैट आपका जो मूड कर रहा है उस समय आप वो पढ़ रहे हो नॉट अनलाइक पीपल जो कि एक मिशन की तरह ले लेते हैं कि आई हैव टू कंप्लीट दिस बुक सो उसमें आपका मूड कैसा भी हो अच्छा हो बुरा हो तो आप उस किताब को ना एक्चुअली उस तरह से फील नहीं कर पाते हो आप सैड हो और कॉमेडी पढ़ रहे हो या मतलब और डिप्रेस बुक पढ़ रहे हो तो और डिप्रेस ही हो जाओगे आप आपको चाहिए कि उसमें कुछ कॉमेडी पढ़ना तो इट्स अ वेरी गुड थिंग दैट यू डू आई रियली अप्रिशिएट फॉर दैट या
Thank you so much. And reading is truly like breathing. And I have seen the changes in myself. So start reading. And I'm pretty sure that once we all will start reading, this world will be a really, really better place.
Thank you, Khushbu, for a wonderful message. That is the message of the World Book Fair. Everywhere you see, I've taken so many pictures today of these beautiful quotes on reading. Reading is a must. They will change your thinking. They will bring you mental strength, get you out of any emotional problems you might be undergoing, which is our theme. Any other questions anyone would like to put up? Anything else? No. All right. Can I put one question to you all? Which is the one last book which you have read, which you feel has left an impact on you? Has impacted you emotionally or mentally? Can you recall any of you? Any one book? Yes, please.
From any author, right?
Yes, from any author, any nation.
Right. 1984.
Oh, yes.
George
George
Orwell.
Orwell's.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, that was a wonderful book. Could you tell further how it impacted you?
Okay, so that was a year or two back. If you want something more recent,
No,
then,
okay, whatever you want to speak on.
the recent one was from China, Three Body Problem,
Okay.
which was a science fiction book, which is also a Netflix series now. But it was so well written. The author expressed complex ideas in such a simplified and easy to understand way that I was just in awe of the skill of the author. It was
So-
fabulous.
That's fiction. Well written. Thank you so much. What's your name, please?
My name is Divyansh.
Divyansh. Thanks a lot. Okay, now I would just like the panelists one by one to speak about their books. Yes, Sir Krishna, you begin.
So both of my books, Operation Saath Hindustani, it is about 6 soldiers who are demotivated and they gain motivation as an enemy strikes on India. And during this journey, they gain their motivation back and protect the country. The second book, Gizmo, one thing I forgot to mention, Gizmo is a part of a new universe. जैसे मार्वल यूनिवर्स आप जानते हैं मार्वल यूनिवर्स में बहुत कॉमिक्स और मूवीज़ आई हैं उसी तरह से मैंने कोशिश करी है कि एक सनातन यूनिवर्स बनाने की सो दिस इज़ अ पार्ट ऑफ अ सनातन यूनिवर्स इसमें हमारे भारत के सनातन धर्म से जुड़े कई सारे ऐसे किस्से कहानियाँ हैं जिनको हम कहानियों में एक सुपर हीरो की तरह और इस तरह से वीव करके मार्वल से भी डीसी से भी बेटर कहानियाँ हम बना सकते हैं सो दिस इज़ एन अटेम्प्ट कि ये बेहतर कहानियाँ सुपर हीरोज़ की कहानियाँ आप तक पहुँचे और आप और ज़्यादा जुड़ पाएँ सनातन धर्म से थैंक यू
Yes, please.
Thank you. So, I have written 4 books, all fiction, and Till Fate Do Us Part is one which is deeply personal and yet universally relatable. So, it's a contemporary medical romance set against the backdrop of a hospital where there is a special needs child character who comes for a medical treatment with her mother. And then the life of 3 adults change because of that. So it's something that will connect with people. Readers are connecting with it because of the struggles, the world that is visible for the caregivers. It's a very untouched side, particularly from an Indian perspective, that what struggles the caregivers go through when there's a special needs person involved. How does the world of a special needs person look like? And then what happens when you confront your suppressed emotions? So, in this story, when the protagonists Gaurang and Vedika meet each other, long suppressed emotions that were dormant, they come to the fore. And then they are confronted with choices. Choices to go with duty or go ahead with their emotions. It's a story where emotions and logic collide, where despite the best of intention and the best of ability and best of resources, we as humans realize that destiny has its own plans, and no matter how much we prepare, ultimately, destiny, you can't deny the role of destiny, it will have the last word. But at the same time, this is something that gives us hope. And that's the biggest power of fiction. Because after every dark cloud, there is a silver lining. And no matter, and that's what fiction tells us, it helps us in building our emotional resilience. That no matter whatever is happening in a page, after that, the tide will turn. So that's what, as a writer, as an author, I would really like you to give fiction a try and see how it helps us regulate your emotions. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, yes, you could.
Yeah,
you would
hi.
like to speak?
So this is my debut novel from the Rakshak series. It's a 4-part series. The second of this is just being written. It's called Rakshak and the Scarred Roses. The need for writing this book came from the idea of having our own homegrown pair of detectives, because we always we read Sherlock Holmes, we read Agatha Christie, but after Byomkesh Bakshi, I don't think we've had anybody who's Gharka. So which is why I wanted this, and I wanted this to be a pair of teenagers who would go around solving stories and mysteries. All of us want to go and read a Dan Brown. Okay, you try to look for stories in the architecture, in the history of maybe another country. But our country itself holds so much. So that's another thing I've tried to bring in this book. So you have these sisters, Raksha and Shakti, who have lost their mother to an accident, and they come to Jodhpur, a historic city, to reclaim their mother's legacy. But the time that they reach there, the timing couldn't be worse, because they're there when a serial killer is on the loose, and the serial killer is supposed to be the wrong ghost of a concubine of the king. So how they then get themselves in this entire mystery, and they are guided only by their mother's journal, which she has left for them. And there is a treasure hunt, the mystery of the ghost, and in all this, the underlying theme is that of very deep love and empathy, where there are these various characters and their stories which all come together to form this entire novel. I'm sure you'll find this very interesting. Do give it a shot.
Thank you. Yes, Hermit, you would like.
Both my books, Nargis and Amaltas, are a collection of fictional short stories inspired by contemporary social issues. They both are available on Amazon and are also available in this book fair in Hall 6, T14. Give it a try. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now let me tell you, like if someone tells you that can women dance among burning funeral pyres, what would you feel? Yes or no? No. That would be your natural response. How is it possible? Well, I learnt of that this is an actual ritual which is practiced in Varanasi. I went to visit Varanasi, and that's how I conceived the idea of, putting it all in fiction, because it is something, painful also, but why it is done. So Varanasi, is a mystical city. it said, we believe that you get moksha if you die in Varanasi. So all these stories, they really intrigued me, and I explored it through a very touching story of Ria, a young girl of 22 whose brother's murdered, whose father's left her, who goes to Mumbai in search of a job. There again, she faces, she is deceived. All these problems are there. Despite all this, how she heals herself, it's a story of emotional resilience, mentally how she becomes strong, and at the end, you will find her growing as we all grow. We also have grown from what we were as children. You all agree? So that's the story of life. That is what fiction is. I call it a fiction because it is in the form of a story, but let me tell you, around 70-80%, it's the feelings, emotions, they are all very, very real. And that's what fiction is about, and that's how it impacts us. Thank you. Okay, now let me thank my learned panelists. Thank you for a very good discussion we had. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Yes. Now, just for your information, all our books, as well as books by other authors, we have a stall in hall number 6. That is the children's that hall. Hall number 6, stall T14. Tea, a hot cup of chai, don't forget. I think you'll remember it that way. And 14, 14. So please do visit us. You will get our books as well as a treasure of books by our authors. Thank you.